Namaskar, I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Welcome to this special presentation. Now, financial planning is an important means of securing our future. Within the context of financial planning, pension plans occupy a very important component. They help us ensure a comfortable retired life. Now, National Pension System is a contribution-based voluntary pension system in the country, in India, since 2004. And PFRDA, as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, is celebrating 1st of October as NPS Divas. And to tell us more about it, we have with us Chairman PFRDA, Mr. Supratim Bandyopadhyay. Warm welcome, sir, to this conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Ghosh. Thank you.
Sir, to begin with, tell us about the idea of NPS Divas and what have you planned for the day?
As you, Mr. Ghosh, rightly said at the beginning itself, that during this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the 75th anniversary of Indian freedom, everybody, entire country has joined to promote it in a big way. So we thought in our own way we can also add our bit, and we can at least bring one pension to every household. So that way the vision that we are looking into is pension society. I believe that can be fulfilled. So we are starting off with 1st of October being observed as NPS Day, and incidentally many people may not know that is the International Day of Old Person.
Right.
So that is observed as that, and we thought that when we are talking about freedom, let us give financial freedom to our older generation.
Right. If we talk about the youngsters, the youths, when they have to plan for their pension, the conversations usually center around job opportunities, employment, not so much about retirement planning. How important is it to start early?
It is absolutely important that you have to start early, because when somebody is joining a job, they want to postpone the decision of making a corpus, making a retirement pool, because they think that we are going to retire in another 30-35 years of time. There is enough time with us. But if you look at the basic laws of compounding, if you start early, definitely that law of compounding will help you in generating a good corpus and give you a free retired life, free and very secure retired life. But normally we see that people delay quite a lot, and they join our systems by say late 40s or early 50s. By the time it is too late, still they can join and they can create a corpus, but if they want to retire at the age of 60, I believe many a times we feel that the corpus will fall short of their requirement.
Right. And so the system, NPS system, was created with a vision of creating a pensioned society. Now, as India is celebrating 75th year of independence, how's been the journey, according to you, so far for NPS?
So far as the journey of NPS is concerned, yes, we started with 2008. Actually, the funds started coming from 2008, though it was it started with central government employees earlier, around 2004. And from 2008 to 2021, it is a 13-year journey, and the journey has been quite eventful. Initial years, yes, there was some stagnation. People could not differentiate between NPS and other kind of retirement products.
Right.
Now, I believe NPS could carve out a niche for itself, and people are really looking it as a separate retirement product which gives you good return, lots of flexibility, shifting from one fund to the other, good tax benefit, exclusive tax benefits, and at the point of withdrawal also you can take out as high as 60% of your retirement corpus as one-time lump sum. So all the benefits are there, and on top of that, cost effectiveness. It is possibly the lowest cost financial product in India, if not in the world.
Right. Right. If you talk about the manner in which pension at one point in time used to be considered as an advantage reserved for people who are in the organized sector, who have a regular job, what is the manner in which NPS has expanded this scope? Because there's a huge workforce in the unorganized sector who also would like to work towards a safe, secure retirement plan. So how has NPS expanded that scope?
Yes. Actually, two things have happened. In 2009, we expanded the scope of NPS from organized sectors, government sector, to retail sector also, and last 12 years the retail sector employees or you and I, like individual customers, they are also coming and joining here.
Right.
And in a big way. And of late, last 2 years, we have seen there is a huge growth on year-to-year basis. And I am very happy to tell you that during the pandemic also, of course, we made some enablements so that they can join from the security of their home and all that. And as a result of that, this year also, first 5 months as compared to previous year, the same period, if we compare, it is more than 60% growth in numbers, and people are coming, they are contributing hugely, and they are creating their retirement corpus. So we are really happy that we are able to really support that. And second thing that I think I also should add, 92% of our workforce is in the unorganized sector. So their NPS alone cannot cater. Government also brought in one more intervention as APY, Atal Pension Yojana.
Right.
So they are also in the last 6 years time, because it started way back in 2015, more than 3 crore 10 lakh people have already enrolled, and every day almost we are seeing 35-40,000 new people are coming and joining there. So it is sort of a two-pronged kind of a strategy.
Right. So many would say this is the age of customization. Whether I'm buying a laptop or a car or an investment plan, my flexibility about how much to invest, when to invest, and what is the risk appetite that I can manage is very crucial as a subscriber. How does NPS offer that flexibility to the subscribers?
Yes, I believe the single point on which NPS scores above all other financial schemes is the flexibility that it offers to the customer. Today, when you are joining, you are getting a choice of 7 pension fund managers. You can see their returns, their track record, and accordingly you can join. Thereafter, we are giving you a choice of joining the right kind of fund, the right kind of with the right kind of asset allocation.
Right.
If you are young and you feel that I can take little more risk, you can have more equity. In pension fund, we are allowing as high as 75% equity. So
Right.
those who are joining before the age of 50 years, they can take 75% in equity also. If somebody wants to be absolutely risk-free kind of investment, having risk-free investment, they can join in a scheme with government bonds only. So all these choices are there, and it is not a one-time choice. If you choose a fund manager, you are not happy with its fund performance, you
Right.
change over. If you are not happy with the asset allocation, you feel that equity markets are not doing well now, you should go back to date, you change your asset allocation.
That also means that we're able to monitor the performance of the fund on a regular basis and intervene when we think it's not going well. So that sort of option is also available for us.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's on your fingertips, because if you look at the mobile app, it is very, very user friendly.
Right.
And everybody almost carries a mobile today, and in smartphones you can download the app. It is available both on Android, iOS, both. You can download the app, look at the fund performance. If you are not happy, through the mobile app itself, you can change your options.
Right. And if you look at a retirement fund, a pension plan as an investment, now the first question anyone asks when we talk about investment is, what is going to be the return? So how has the performance been over these years for NPS?
Yeah, I am very happy to share that with you, because normally what people associate with a retirement corpus is that it should be very safe and absolutely will not take any risk. And as a result of that, normally people feel that it should be giving a little bit of more return than maybe the fixed deposits.
Right.
But if you look at our equity funds, which is in existence for more than 12 years now, the latest return that we have checked just about a few days back, the compounded annual growth was more than 13%. Even a debt fund like a corporate bond fund was giving 10% return during that period. And the safest of it, the government bond fund, was giving more than 9.5% return. So if you compare with a fixed deposit any day, I believe a 1-year fixed deposit is very few banks will be giving close to 6% today.
Right, right. But if one were to compare it with a lot of pension plans which are offered by private players as well, how do you place NPS against a lot of private options that one has today?
Amongst the private options, if you look at, yes, under mutual fund schemes also, we have pension schemes, but these are redeemable schemes. After 5 years, I believe there is a lock-in period of 5 years, and thereafter you can go and redeem and take the money back. So actually, it may not really fulfill your need for a retirement benefit if you look at it. And we have checked with equivalent mutual fund schemes with similar kind of asset allocation.
Right.
So there also we find that our schemes are doing quite well,
So the provisions seem all attractive, sir, but if we were to just look at the larger context of subscribers in pension schemes in the country, some data shows about 13–14% of workforce is enrolled in a pension scheme, which is very low given the demographic advantage that we have. How do you explain this? If all these advantages are present, why is the enrollment so low?
I believe one area that we have to look into, couple of areas in fact. One is that subscriber awareness, and secondly, even if people are aware, maybe we have to reach out to them and reinforce the idea that pension is required. So to that effect, we are taking certain initiatives, like now during pandemic you cannot arrange physical training, so online trainings we are arranging. We are taking the help of resource persons. The way SEBI made mutual funds really acceptable to people, arranging resource persons, they are going from place to place and doing the training. So that also we are arranging. And thirdly, what we have done, we have really strengthened our distribution channel. Earlier individuals were not allowed to procure pension schemes, like we have in insurance advisors or agents, by whatever name you call them,
Right.
or mutual fund distributors. They were not allowed. Recently we made a change in our regulation, and we are allowing them also to enter in the pension field, NPS field, so that they can go and they can procure the business for our original distribution channels like bank and all
They can
that.
act as intermediaries.
Act as intermediaries, and they can do it. And to motivate them, to bring them to this fold, what we are doing, we are looking into their revenue structure also.
Right.
So maybe we'll increase their remuneration to that extent, so that they are also interested in coming and selling a pension product.
Right, right. So you mentioned pandemic, and this pandemic has made us all think about our future, our savings in a particular way. What pattern did you see as far as enrollment, subscribing to NPS is concerned, especially during these months of the pandemic?
See, actually from maybe last year March, later part of March 2020, we have seen lockdowns, very strict lockdowns. In fact, initially offices were closed, there are a lot of restrictions on movement, and thereafter also we saw the second wave sometime in April, May this year. They are also again, of course, restricted movements and all that. But despite that, during these almost 1.5 year period, if you take from March 2020 to September 2021, as we are talking today, never we have seen our growth in numbers go down below 10%. And it was always on an average above 30–35%. And as I said earlier also, this year it is almost more than 60% as compared to 31st August this year to last year 31st August. So things are improving, things are really looking up. Yes, our base of course is not as big as maybe mutual fund contributors, or maybe the insurance this thing, a number of people who are taking insurance. But still then, I believe this augurs well for us and will be doing very good.
And so the encouraging number of subscribers that you are recording, is there a pattern about where are they coming from? Are they coming from urban spaces? Are they coming from smaller towns and cities, rural areas? Because you're opening up this opportunity to the unorganized sector as well. So have you observed a pattern as to where are most of the subscribers coming from?
Yes. Of late, we have seen that there is a distinct shift from the metros to the non-metros also.
Smaller towns.
Smaller towns. Maybe we could not infiltrate into say tier 4, tier 5 cities, but still we have seen that there are places like Maharashtra, it is not only in Mumbai, there are places like Aurangabad and other places. Normally we don't associate those places with financial products in a big way. So similarly, we have seen in other places also, it is not only the metro cities or very big places. Apart from that also, it is slowly going into other areas.
Right, and now that the intermediaries are going to come in time, you think that penetration would be boosted?
Yeah, certainly, and that is our expectation, that with these new individual intermediaries coming in, definitely the penetration level will be much higher.
And sir, what can NPS learn about the best practices in pension fund management from across the world? I mean, if you look at, for instance, a country like the UK or Australia, where the asset under management for pension is huge, several times the percentage of the GDP. As compared to that, India, the percentage is lower. But if we look at their journey, how they started and went about it, what can we do differently?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe we have a lot to learn, because they started much earlier than us. And what we are looking at is, and to try to imbibe from them, is the kind of different assets that they are going into, different kind of new assets that they are going into. Of course, as compared to them, maybe in our country the different assets availability are less, maybe the depth in the market is not that as high as them, but the kind of assets, different new kinds of assets that they are going into and investing and bringing out the best of that, like Canada Pension Plan Investment Board, CPPIB, one of the biggest fund managers in Canada, they are coming to India and investing here. Of course, currently our act does not permit us to go abroad and invest, but I believe a time will come, definitely people will be looking into that. But till that period comes, we are also looking into new investment opportunities like real estate investment trust. Earlier we never did, now we are doing infrastructure investment trust, all these things. So these are we are doing now. Actually our pension fund managers are encouraged to invest in that, and they are doing it now, and they are getting good returns out of it. Right. So we are going into new asset classes, trying out and finding out our experience.
Right, and so investment for a long period of time, especially something like a pension fund, one would want utmost safety and security of the funds as well. Now your institution, PFRDA, regulates the NPS fund. So if you can give us an insight into the manner in which you ensure that people's money is absolutely safe and in fact doing well for their retirement.
Because this trust has to be built up in the mind of the investors, the subscribers, because ultimately that is going to serve them during their most difficult period, that is the retirement period, when there is no regular paycheck. So at that time, if we have to really support them, what we have to give them is that it is being managed in a very professional way, and the guidelines that we have given to the pension fund managers, actually they have to balance between both the risk and the safety, because unless you take little bit of risk, you cannot generate return. That is also true, but at the same time we always say you don't go into those kind of investments which you don't understand.
If you talk about the procedure, how simple is it for an individual to enroll oneself in NPS scheme system? If you could just take us through that briefly.
Yeah, it's really very simple, because those who have mobile apps with them, they can sit at home and they can do through mobile apps. Or if somebody is having a laptop and connectivity and or a desktop, they can do it online. So online modes have become very popular nowadays, and current year, maybe because of lockdown and all these movement related restrictions, we have seen more than 40% of our new joinees are through online mode. We call it eNPS mode, and they are coming and joining. What more we have done now with the approval of UIDAI and Department of Revenue, I really thank them for allowing one of our major central record keeping agencies, NSDL, to use Aadhaar for online registration. You know, after the Supreme Court decision in 2018, it was stopped, but thereafter now for NSDL they have allowed special dispensation. So they are doing it With that also, online onboarding has become easier. And I believe that now today anybody who wants to open an account and all the KYC documents are in hand, they can join within 5 to 7 minutes time.
Right. And so I think we should emphasize this point in the manner in which NPS is open for everyone, whether one has a regular job or one is a contractual employee, whether one is a freelancer or does not have an income at the moment. Anyone can register on the NPS platform. There is no discrimination on that.
Absolutely no discrimination. We are not asking for an income certificate and we are allowing them to join. The only condition is that you can open the account with 500 rupees and you have to contribute at least 1,000 rupees a year. So I think that is not a huge amount for anybody to contribute.
That's the minimum amount. Is
that
there
is
a maximum amount as such?
No, there is no such maximum amount. Obviously, it has to be supported by all your known sources of income. So there is no such maximum amount. It has an exclusive tax benefit of 50,000 rupees a year under Section 80 CCD 1B. And this is over and above 1.5 lakh normally, which is available under Section 80C. And this benefit is not available for any other financial scheme. But beyond that also, a lot of people are actually contributing. And I believe and I request people that don't look at the income tax benefit alone. This is income tax benefit is another benefit that you are getting out of it. But the main benefit for which you are working out is creating a retirement.
Right. That brings us to my next question, sir. A 20-year-old wanting to be a part of NPS will have to think of 40 years ahead. So how does one broadly calculate, imagine what kind of pension would I need, and therefore what should be my contribution be at this point in time? So how does one make that decision?
Actually, we have pension calculators. Pension calculators, if you put your current age and the age of retirement and put your regular contributions that you want to make and assume a certain rate of return, which can be the current rate of return, it will give you what is going to be your pension corpus. But what I again request people that don't look at your initial contribution only. Thereafter also maybe as you go along according to your need, according to the inflation and many other things and the kind of returns that you are getting from the fund, maybe you have to readjust, recalibrate that kind of contribution every year.
And so out of curiosity, because it's going to be a huge pool of fund over the years for an individual, what does the rule say about in case there is a need for emergency withdrawal? What kind of provisions does NPS allow?
We allow 3-time withdrawal and that will be restricted to 25% of the contribution of the person. So to the limit of 25% of own contribution, one can withdraw, and 3 times a year. And the reasons for which it is allowed, one will be obviously illness, different kind of illness, and you will be happy to know that last year after the COVID struck, COVID related treatment also is included as one of the particular treatments for which fund can be withdrawn. Then of course it is children's education, children's marriage, buying a house, constructing a house, going for a higher education and all that. So almost all the kind of situations when a person will need emergency fund, all those things are covered, but it will be limited to 25%.
Right, so that should come as a relief for a subscriber that in times of emergency or need a fund, you can withdraw. So from being a subscriber to investing over the years to a time when one actually retires and attains the age of 60, what would be the process then, sir, when we want to access our funds from NPS?
When somebody is exiting the system at the age of 60, we permit up to 60% one-time withdrawal, and that is entirely tax-free. So if somebody has a total corpus of say 50 lakh, 30 lakh can be withdrawn, no questions asked, and that will be tax-free to meet their immediate needs. And the balance 40% has to be necessarily converted into annuity scheme, which will give them a regular payout. And for that we have about 12-14 annuity service providers. These are insurance IRDA controlled entities, and they provide different kind of annuity schemes. So they have a bouquet of annuity schemes. Out of that, you have to choose, and it is available on our site what kind of annuity schemes are there. Rates are also we are giving the recent rates. So from that, a person can choose what kind of annuity they want to have, and accordingly they can have a regular income.
Right. And so as we come towards the conclusion of our conversation, how would you want to all the youngsters, especially watching this conversation, would you like to re-emphasize the importance of opting for a pension plan like NPS, especially given the demographic advantage that we have? If we don't have a pension society in the coming decades, that advantage could in fact become a disadvantage. So the time to act is now.
Absolutely. As you rightly said it, Mr. Ghosh, time to act is now. And as I said, that longer period you invest, you will really get a huge benefit out of this, because your regular contributions will take care of your needs at a future date, definitely. But only thing, again and again we see that you have to start young.
Right, and thank you very much, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, for telling us so much about National Pension System. And as we conclude this conversation, you learned today about National Pension System and also how, as soon as you can begin, the advantage would be on your side. With that, we conclude this presentation. Namaskar.